What is van life?
We wake up earlier in the van because we want to get out and have a day where in a caravan or at home we just want to stay in bed sometimes because it's raining and it's horrible.
When you're in like a house or at home, or even when we're in our caravan, sometimes you like lock yourself in, you want to be comfortable, you've got the telly or you know, things like that. Here you want to go out, you want to explore, like it opens up.
Most of the time we try to surf, try to find a good surf, but if we don't go surfing, it's like reading books, meeting people, so many people doing the same, living the same style. So yeah, it's fun to connect.
I'm surfing actually every day, so it's kind of like that's how I plan my day, kind of. And just, yeah, it's interesting just because of surfing and as well yoga and as well because of the van, it looks like it attracts people. I get to know like really nice people and I start to hang out with them.
We keep ourselves quite busy, we're never bored. You can get up in the morning and you know, we've got to put the bed away, which takes us a while, feed the dogs, take the dogs for a walk, clear up. We always have to clear up a lot because there's dog hair everywhere, work out where we're going to go, drive an hour to where we're going to go, blah blah blah, cook food, and the day's just gone.
I bought the van about 9 years ago, and then from having the van I see loads of people that lived in vans, met people that lived in vans, and then just, I don't know, the van sort of dragged me in it and just made me want to live in it.
And I met him at a festival and you were living in a caravan and this van when I met him, but I didn't kind of believe him at the time, but then when I moved down it was real, and then I moved in and then that's it. I'd never changed back again, so I moved out of my house into here.
We've been talking about it for a long time. We were originally thinking of having a smaller van, weren't we?
Yeah.
And then
Andrew's mum was quite ill, so we were having to look after Andrew's mum, and actually living with her was quite difficult. So that sort of pushed us into doing it a bit quicker than we thought, really.
We've been looking after my mum for about, well, full time for about a year and a half. And it just became too much. So we thought, well, we could buy a van and then move into Mum had a field so we could live in a van in the field and keep an eye on the way things were going, and then live in the van in the field. So we did that. We did that for about 3 or 4 months, and then the neighbours complained, so we had to move. So yeah, that was it basically. But we always wanted to travel, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, the idea was to travel eventually, but living in England in a van was a lot cheaper. It gave us our own space. So yeah, that's where the sort of idea came from.
2 years ago I bought a van because I wanted to do a surf trip, and last year I started redecorate it because the whole van looked totally different. And then I met my lovely girlfriend, and we decided to do as a surf trip and also a trip to look for yoga retreats and a place to live.
I meet people living in van in festival and free party, and I beginning to travel in backpacks, and I miss my art material for living and enjoy life, so I choose to travel in van, so I buy a van. For one stuff, washing.
So I lived in New Zealand for 2 years, and then I came back to Germany, and I've been a bit upset to just New Zealand, and just everything confused me so much. And then I couldn't cope anymore with the normal life in Germany. And then I figured, I saw a documentary that it shows the opposite side of the globe. And I figured that New Zealand and Portugal are exactly on the opposite side of the globe. So if I would dig a hole here, I would end up in New Zealand. So I thought, like, there must be some similarities. I need to search for these ones. And at this time I'm living together with a friend on a little island in Germany. And then we decided, like, let's go to Portugal. And then she bought a van. And then we just went into a ski field and worked in a ski field the whole season there to just like get enough money for the travel. And then we just started straight after the ski field. And then we came down 3 years ago here. And yeah, since then the van is living here, and we decided to just like keep on flying backward, forward kind of. So yeah, that's how it all started.
Bought it used, it was a really cheap one, and I started to build things, and the 2 years I have it now, I modified it here and there, and so that's how it is now. I think that's how all the vans, the people you meet, they build their vans by their own. They all develop them by the time, and we met some people who has the guy had a van for 10 years, and this was a crazy van because he built on it for 10 years.
We added to it, but
Yeah.
it wasn't expensive at all to do. I mean, the van cost me less than €1,000, and then just gradually adding to it and adding to it and adding to it. And yeah, a lot of stuff we reclaimed and recycle everything.
Yeah.
This one, it was closed here, and there was a big toilet, and there was a double bed in. So we removed all of that and put in a single bed. Well, quite a lot of other things we renovate as well. How much it cost? Too much. Too much. And the whole van was black. So now it's kind of grayish because it's way too hot when it's only black. And what you see here is new. I will show you later on. It's put in a lot of work.
It cost £5,000, which it was the budget we had because my nan had left it in her will for me. So we went looking for a van for £5,000, which is really not easy. It's quite difficult because they're quite expensive. We needed somewhere that was big enough for us, and we only had 2 dogs at the time.
We travelled for 15 hours from one end of the country to the next. We had like vans that we'd seen on the internet, and so we travelled looking for them, and the ones that we thought were any good, when we saw them, they were just wrecks. So eventually we found this place, this guy that had this van, and we got there at 11 o'clock at night, and we saw it in the dark, and he was a good salesman, and we're like, yeah, we'll have it.
It's a good size.
And we drove it back, and the problem was that the skylights, it didn't have any skylights, so all the water had come through. So the van is rotten all along the edges. So then for the next 3 or 4 months, I had to sort of rip out all the floors, replace all the skylights. The fridge was broken, the pump was broken, the heater was broken, the boiler was broken.
We had no bed.
We had no bed. We were going to sleep up there, but we discovered that it's too small, so I had to make a new bed. It took a long time, and we had to do it very quickly.
Welcome to our van. This is the bike. This is my pride, and we're meeting a lot of people because of the bike. Normally it stands here on the back. We made this ourselves, so it's custom made, and we welded it under, and it's also movable, so it's easy. This is the back side of the van. We thought it was really important to shower and to use the toilet. But we found out that it's not that important. This is the toilet right now. So it's our storage. So we brought a lot of stuff in Morocco and we just put it there because we not shower here and we don't use the toilet. And this is the van from the back side. Well, here you can fill up water. These are levelers to level the van if we're on not straight road or place. We have a big drawer which we can put out and put in. I brought a lot of tools with me to fix stuff. Yeah, it's always handy, but not really necessary. Here we have a special compartment. And we have another douche, so we can use outside. We can hang it up on the other side, and we click it in here. Never used it. Yeah, I bought a really nice mattress, but still not as good as we wish. Yeah, there are some music instruments, and you can see the surfboards as well. Because I want the surfboards in the van, so they're safe. Because they're my babies too. This is the front of the van. This is where we drive and where there's stuff to store. You can have a look when you come in. Because this is where we usually stay and hang out. This is before to protect against the sun and don't make it too hot inside. But you're welcome, come on in. This is the office or dining room or relax chamber or, well, everything you want actually. Yeah, usually we have 2 seats. I made this table and make it a little bit smaller than the previous table because it's way more relaxed, and it's also round, so it saves a lot of bruises. I put in a safe just to store all our stuff. This is the kitchen, and here we do all the cooking and on the table. This one we fabricated during the trip. With a saw and with a shave, I made it like fitting perfect. So a bit of me and a bit of IKEA. So it's fitting really easy back in. Well, we've got loads of storage here. Our hats, bike helmets, fridge. Most of the time the fridge doesn't work because it's not necessary. We eat everything or the day after. Loads of extra drawers with stuff, gas. There was a ceramic cook thing which worked on diesel, and I took it out because when the diesel is low you can't cook and it has to take some time, so I put in just a gas because it's really quick.
I paint mostly animals, mostly birds. Yeah. So I do with brush, with spray, aquarelle, different kind of material.
Just enjoy ourselves and just chill out. I mean, try not to work. If we have to work, then we will work. But we just try to, just surf and
Venture. And just go out everywhere and explore, and then come in and cook foods, breakfast, dinner, lunch, like.
have seasonal work, so I work as a kite surfing instructor. So it's in the summer it's the season here. I have work. In winter time, it always depends. If I have enough money and I say, okay, I don't want to work in winter time, I go on vacation. And if I have to work, I look for some place where season is in winter time.
We sold our flat that we owned. We sold that, and that gave us some money to get us on the road. But we still have to work now and again. So we might have the whole summer without working, and then we'll have to find work in the winter.
We can't sustain it, can we?
Yeah, I mean that's the first year that we lived in the van. We were working, so you know, obviously just a normal income. And then I sold my house, and with the way house prices have gone in England, there was no way that I could buy another one. So we were just like, right, let's go travelling for a year. So it's off of our savings basically from that. Once that's gone, then you know we won't be able to sustain it, and it will be back to work.
We had 14,000 euros on June the 22nd, and we had 12,000 euros on June the 23rd because of Brexit.
Yeah,
like that.
So
overnight,
we lost money overnight from that, and then obviously van problems, dog vet bills. So yeah, but yeah, it'll be work eventually. So at the moment savings, but we'll just have to go back to work basically.
I do building work and maintenance work, any sort of labouring jobs, fruit picking, anything really.
Well, at this moment I don't have any work. They fired me, and I was a sales rep. I sold surgical power tools in Holland, and at this moment I'm trying to rethink what I'm gonna do. And I studied as a physiotherapist, and I want to set up a business as a yoga instructor and massage therapist.
And I organize yoga retreats in Holland and in Morocco and Ibiza. So during this trip I've been working like almost every day to do the bookings and the website and organize everything.
I think for us it's a phase.
Yeah, I don't think, especially when you get older, I think, you know, it's not always easy living in a van. There's always things to do, and space is definitely an issue.
And
but, work.
Work's
yeah.
really hard, you know,
when
because
you've got to be settled in one place,
you know,
so you've got to find somewhere to actually park the van where people are okay with you parking the van.
You know, like most people, they go to work. They go to work, they have a shower in the mornings before they go to work, they come home, they cook their dinner, they watch some TV, they get a good night's sleep, you know, and they go off. In the van, like, you know, I work outside, so like all my clothes are wet, I can't dry my clothes, it'll rain at night and the wind will go like this, so the whole van will be doing this, I'll be awake all night, you know, and that can happen 4 or 5 days at a time. And then, you know, you go to work like this. And people
but it's
like,
not a rush thing. I mean, we're thinking of definitely living in the van probably for another couple of years, if not, you know, if not longer. So it's not a short phase, but I think, you know, it won't be a forever thing. It'll be
no.
I don't know, I really enjoy to live in a van, but I don't know what comes up next, you know. So right now, right at this moment, it's perfect, and I don't know, I don't need much money, and I don't want to have much, and just want to be outside all the time, and that's why it suits me very well to live in a van, because you're so, and you can move, you are kind of like a little snail, so I can just, like, if I get annoyed of my neighbors, I just move, so which is really cool. And I think, yeah, as long as it's possible, I can imagine living in a van, so.
Nah, well, at one part it's like really living, because it's really fantastic. You meet so many people, you're like alive all day, and when you live in a house it gets more like routine, because you do the same things all over every day. You see the same people. It's your same house. It's the same job. It's the same hours. And living in a van is, totally the opposite, because every day is different. You don't know today if you're here tomorrow or maybe today. So is it a phase? Yes. Do I want to live all my life in a van? It has certain advantages.
What is
I
van
find it
life?
very freeing. Freedom, I suppose. I do, freedom.
I think this is what van life is about, to just like have a look and just keep everything flexible. You never know what comes up.
It's simple. It's just the
Freedom.
simple way of living, but having all the freedom you want.
Happiness.
Happiness, yeah,
Just a lot of freedom, really.
and not being
Enjoy.
trapped anywhere, because we can just move on if we don't like it.
It's easy actually.
Drive on nature.
Freedom.
Yeah, it's a thing I think everybody should do to experience full life. Well, if you surf, it's definitely the life because you like really free, and you can surf and you can stay where you want. And it's also a challenge, and it's something you should also be a bit prepared for. Otherwise, you get prepared during the trip.